again, class 259. Are you ready? We're going to continue with irregular verbs. As usual, I'm going to continue reviewing. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. We're going very slowly, consolidating, filling the gaps, rellenando espacios en blanco, to make sure that it's just como un sexto sentido. Quiero que los verbos irregulares y auxiliares sean como un sexto sentido. Bam. Just automatic. Una familiaridad casi demasiada, donde hay confianza, con los verbos. Every day I stand behind the camera with Marta and look through. But before this class, for the props, I stand behind the camera and I look through the camera at the setting. This is the setting. All right. So I stand. Yesterday I stood behind that camera. And every day since the beginning of this program, last January, I have stood behind the camera with Marta and looked through the camera to make sure, para asegurarme de qué, to make sure that everything is okay. Yes, right now Marta is standing behind the camera, but 3 minutes ago I was standing behind the camera too, because I stood next to Marta. I stood on her right. I didn't stand on her left. I stood on her right. I didn't stand on her left. All right, to stand. To sit and to stand. Claro. Estar sentado y estar de pie, o sentarse o ponerse de pie. To stand up, to sit down, to stand up. Now, in English, I've told you this before, but in English we use the verb to sit and to stand much more than you use it the equivalent in Spanish. In Spanish you use estoy, está, el están. But we very often use sit and stand. Why are you sitting there looking at me? Why are you standing there and looking at me? ¿Por qué estás ahí mirándome así? En español dirías ¿por qué estás ahí? No porque estás de pie ahí. However, in English we use stand and sit a lot. I sat in this chair yesterday and I stood behind the camera before the class yesterday. I stood behind the camera before the class today. I have always stood behind the camera before the classes. And I have always sat in this blue chair. The same chair I'm sitting in now. All right. Sit and stand, steal. As you remember, I stole some toys. I've never stolen a microphone. I've never stolen a guitar. I've never stolen a heart. Well, it depends on your definition of steal. All right. I've never stolen a book. I've never stolen a telephone. I've never stolen, let's see. Well, I've never stolen anything, really. No, I'm not a thief. Are you a thief? How many microphones have you stolen in your life? How much money have you stolen? All right, have you ever opened a safe and stolen the contents? Have you ever opened, has abierto alguna vez una caja fuerte y robado el contenido? Have you ever opened a safe and stolen the contents? El contenido, we say los contenidos, the contents. So I've never opened a safe and stolen the contents. I've opened a safe and removed the contents, take out, in a hotel. Sometimes, if I have more money than I need in my wallet, I open in a hotel. Some hotels have a little safe, in the closet. Closet is el armario, empotrado. Wardrobe is armario mueble, closet. In the closet, and I open the safe. I put the extra money in and I close the safe, and I have a password. And then later I open the safe, I take out the contents, or I remove. Escrito remove, que no es remover, por cierto. Remove is quitar o sacar. But I've never opened a safe and stolen anything. Steal, stole, stolen. I don't steal things. Huh? Sometimes I try to steal hearts, but it never works. So whatever. To take a picture. I didn't take any pictures yesterday, but I took several pictures last week. Yeah. Yes, I don't really use my phone for taking pictures very often. The last time I took a picture with my telephone was last week. Yeah. I've never taken a picture of you. Maybe I should. Yeah. I've never taken a picture of you. I've never taken a picture of you, Marta. No, I've never taken a picture of Marta. And Marta, have you ever taken a picture of me? She has. Yeah. I remember 2 years ago for a special preparation of something, for a marketing campaign, campaña de marketing, Marta took some pictures of me. To take a picture of somebody, to take a photo of somebody, to take a photograph of somebody. She has taken pictures of me, but I've never taken pictures of her. I've never taken pictures of you. And I've never taken pictures of myself, I think. A selfie. I've never taken a selfie, I think. I never remember. With another person, no. With that person's telephone, yes. To take a selfie, but not with my own phone. So I've never taken a picture of myself. I've never taken a picture of Marta, and I've never taken a picture of you. But Marta has taken several pictures of me. Several, varios. Taken. I've never taken drugs. I've never taken LSD. I've never taken mescaline. I've never taken anything illicit, anything illegal, anything illegitimate. I've never taken 3 aspirin at the same time. Sometimes I've taken 2, but I've never taken 3. I've never taken medication for a problem with my fingers. I've never taken medicine. Well, in fact, my grandfather was a doctor, a country doctor, and he said medicine is for prescribing, not for taking. I said, what? He said medicine is to give, not to take. My grandfather said when you prescribe, it's recetar. The medication, that's 80% of the solution. The person doesn't need to go to the pharmacy or to the chemist, probably, because already psychologically the person is more optimistic and more positive. Maybe it's true. My grandfather for 40 years was a country doctor with a lot of psychology. All right, to teach. Of course, I teach English. In the 1970s, I taught English. I didn't teach Spanish. In the 1980s, I taught English. I didn't teach Spanish, and etc. I've taught 30,000 hours of English in the classroom. I've taught 15,000 hours on the radio. And I've taught 5,000 hours on TV. So, I've taught 50,000 hours of English. That's a lot of hours. Yes. I've taught English maybe more than anybody. Maybe. But I have one teacher, well, he's retired. He retired 2 years ago, who probably taught 60,000 hours. He started teaching when he was 22, and he taught until he was 66. Teaching 7 or 8 hours a day. That's a lot of teaching. 10 or 11 months a year. That's a lot of hours. So he taught a lot of hours. Taught. Told. How many jokes? Marta, as usual, Marta tells me a joke every day. Did you tell me a joke yesterday? You didn't. She didn't tell me a joke yesterday. But you told me a joke before the class. Yes, when Marta and I were standing behind the camera and I was looking through, she told me a joke. She told me a joke about, no. She told me a joke about a man who, well, I'll tell you tomorrow. I'll tell you the joke tomorrow, okay? I prefer not to. It's a long joke, which is not usual for people from Andalusia. You know, the people in Andalusia take very short jokes. The people in Germany have very long jokes. But she told me a long joke. Yeah. And so it's too long for me to tell now. All right, tell, told. Think. You know, I thought, before starting this class, I thought it would be a good idea to skip this point. I thought that maybe you would be tired of irregular verbs. Are you tired of irregular verbs? I am. But are you? So I thought it was a good idea to skip point 19, which means to skip from point 18 to point 20. To jump is físicamente saltar. Pero saltar, un punto, we don't say to jump, we say to skip. S-K-I-P. So I thought it was a good idea initially to skip point 19. But Marta convinced me not to do it. She said, the people, with her typical Sevillan accent, she said, people buy these books because they want to do every point. Don't skip a point because the people will know it. And the people say, Señor Vaughan ha saltado el punto 19. Mr. Vaughn skipped, segunda columna, skipped point 19. All right. So I thought it was a good idea, but Marta didn't think so. I thought so, but she didn't think so. All right. So to think, thought, throw. Okay. I was planning to throw away these pencils, but again, Marta told me not to do it. To throw things away. Siempre tiro. I have the bad habit. Te lo dije hace 2 o 3 clases. I have the bad habit of throwing things away. The moment I think I don't need them. And then later, I realize, anda, me doy cuenta, realizo, se dice en inglés. I realize that I need it. So I go to the waste paper basket and turn it over and look for it. Yeah. Last month, I threw away an envelope. Sobre. I threw away an envelope because I opened the envelope, I read the letter, I threw away the envelope. I kept the letter because I wanted to answer the letter. I wanted to answer the letter. And then when I was ready to answer the letter, I couldn't find the person's address, the return address. And I said, well, maybe he put the return address on the envelope. Where's the envelope? I threw it away. I threw it away yesterday. No, I threw it away the day before yesterday in my office. And the cleaning lady, la mujer de limpieza, she comes and she empties, every day she empties the wastebasket. And so I said, oh my God, when did I throw it away? I threw it away the day before yesterday. And I went to the wastebasket, and the wastebasket was empty. I said, oh my God, I can't answer that letter. Why? Because I threw away the envelope with the return address. But then I saw on the other side of the wastebasket, I saw the envelope on the floor. Apparently, when I threw the envelope away, I didn't throw it away. I didn't hit the basket. It went outside of the basket. Yes. And so I was able to answer the letter. I threw away the envelope, but it didn't fall into the wastebasket. It fell just past on the other side of the wastebasket. So to throw away, throw. When I was a kid, I was a pitcher for 1 or 2 years. A pitcher in baseball. And you know the baseball, you wind up and you throw the ball. You have a type of protocol. I threw 2 types of pitches. No, I threw 3 types of pitches. You know, in baseball, of course, probably you don't understand baseball, but you know the pitcher throws the ball, and the batter tries to hit the ball, right? Okay. Now the pitcher tries to throw the ball in such a way that it's difficult for the batter to hit the ball. Okay. Now, pitchers have different types of pitches. I had three. A fastball, in which I threw the ball as hard as possible. I threw the ball very fast. And then a curveball, in which, I can't find a ball here. You have the ball and you throw it, you twist your hand like this, and the ball is spinning, como el spinning in the gym. I think spinning. The ball is spinning like Rafa Nadal in Paris. And the ball is going straight at the batter. The batter is afraid the ball is going to hit it, and then the ball curves perfectly. Strike. Okay. And then the third ball is a let-up. Now, a let-up is a slow ball in which you start throw very, very fast, and then the ball floats very slowly, and the batter starts to swing, but he doesn't. It completely fools the batter. To fool is engañar. Fool, como tonto, fool. De hecho, fool, the word fool, F-O-O-L, doesn't mean tonto en el sentido de pocos luces. Fool means a person who is deceived easily. Fácilmente se le engaña fácilmente. That's a fool. No seas tonto. No inviertas tu dinero en eso. Don't be a fool. Don't invest your money in the Algerian stock market. Come on. I'm going to invest my entire savings in the Algerian stock market because it's going up. Don't be a fool. Now, I know that Jerry, my friend Jerry, he's an intelligent man. He's not dumb. Dumb is pocas luces. But he's a fool in this case. Yeah. He's not thinking properly. So, to fool. And so, a pitcher, suddenly the ball is very slow. It fools the batter. Engaña al bateador. It fools the batter. So to throw, thrown. I have thrown many pitches in my life. I've thrown many curveballs, and I've thrown many fastballs, and I've thrown many let-ups. And I've thrown away a lot of important things that later I regretted. Me arrepentía. I understood. Did you understand me before? You understood me. Did you understand everything I said? You did. You understood everything? Did you really understand everything? Strange word, understand, eh? I don't know the etymology of understand, but it's strange. You know, in Spanish, comprender, entender, okay, fine. But understand, what? Stand, I'm sitting, I'm not standing. And understanding is comprender o entender. I don't understand. Why? I've never looked up, nunca he consultado o buscado, I've never looked up the etymology of the verb to understand. That's your homework for tomorrow. What is the origin of the word or the verb understand? Understanding is entendimiento. Misunderstanding is malentendido. All right, misunderstanding. Wear. I'm wearing today a white shirt. Yesterday I wore, remember? Do you remember what color shirt I wore yesterday? You don't remember. I wore a white shirt yesterday too, yeah. And the day before yesterday, I wore a white shirt. And the day before that, let's see, this is class number 258, Marta, or 259? 259, yeah, 59. This is 259. I wore a white shirt yesterday in 258. I wore a white shirt in class 257. I wore a white shirt in class 256, 50. I think in 254, in class 254, I wore a pink shirt. Do you remember? Yeah. And in class 253, I wore a pink shirt. But in class 200, yesterday, in class 258, I didn't wear any shoes. Yeah. I was barefoot. descalzo. Yeah, you didn't see, but yesterday I didn't wear my shoes in the program. Yes. Yesterday when I got here it was raining, and I walked here yesterday. I walked here. Anduve aquí, o sea, vine aquí andando. Anduve aquí, así se dice en inglés. I walked here, and it was raining, and my shoes got wet. So when I got here, I took off my shoes, and I didn't wear my shoes during the class. Right now, I'm wearing my shoes. Yes. And I wore my shoes every day last month during the class, but I didn't wear any shoes yesterday. To wear, wore, and win, won. Okay, I've never won the Christmas lottery. I've never won an Olympic gold medal. I've never won the French Open. I've never won the PGA golf tournament. I've never won the Masters. I've never won the Australian Open. How many majors has Rafa Nadal won? He's won 20 majors. Se dice major para de los cuatro grandes. Roland Garros, the French Open, Wimbledon, the US Open, and the Australian Open. Those are called the majors. How many majors has Rafa Nadal won? He's won 20. How many majors has Roger Federer won? He's won 20 as well. How many has Djokovic won? I think he's won 16 or 17. He's catching up. He's catching up. Está alcanzándolos. He's catching up with them. All right, he's catching up. No hace falta decir with them. Los está alcanzando. Decimos está alcanzando. Implícito a ellos. He's catching up. To win, won. Richard, how many golf tournaments have you won in your life? I don't know, maybe 10 maybe 8 golf tournaments I've won in my life. Junior tournaments. Junior. I started playing in tournaments when I was 11, and maybe I've won 8 tournaments in my life. How much money have you won in the lottery? I've won, I think, about 20 euros in my life in the Christmas lottery. I usually don't play the lottery. Well, I never played the lottery. I've never bought a lottery ticket in my life except as part of a group in this company but I've never bought. Usually I receive a ticket as a gift. I've never bought a ticket, I think. And I've never won anything important in the lottery. Win, won. All right, how many times? How many times? How many times did you lose? How many times did you lose your hearing last year? I didn't lose my hearing last year. And so far this year, I haven't lost my hearing so far this year. How many times did you fly to China last year? No, last year I didn't. I didn't fly to China. And this year? Well, so far I haven't flown to China. How many times did you go to Rome last month? I didn't go to Rome last month. And so far this month? So far I haven't gone. And I probably won't go to Rome this month. How many times have you been angry this week? This week, I haven't been angry this week until now. Now I'm angry, but not with you. Don't worry, I'm not angry with you. All right. I'm angry with about another question. All right. So, how many times? Were you angry with anybody last week? No. Que yo recuerde? As far as I can remember. Siempre con can. As far as I can remember, I didn't get angry, or I wasn't angry. No me enfadé o no estaba enfadado. I didn't get angry with anybody. I wasn't angry with anybody. And up to now, until 1 hour ago, I wasn't angry with anybody today. Now I am. All right, I'm angry. Not necessarily I am angry with some people. I'm angry. Fíjate la pronunciación. I'm angry. Estoy enfadado. I'm angry. Yes, I'm angry. All right, so And when was the last time you knew the answer to everything in life? I've never known the answer to everything. Nunca he conocido la respuesta para todo. In fact, I think I've never known the answer to anything in life 100%. I'm not 100% sure. Well, I'm not 100% sure about anything. Yeah. Well, the sky is blue. Well, the sky is blue when it's not overcast. But when I was little, when I was 6 years old, I remember I was lying on the grass, tumbado, lying on the grass behind my house, and I looked up and I said, the sky is the inside of a turtle shell and the world is in a turtle. You understand? I don't have time to explain. Maybe I'll explain tomorrow.